Well, Verizon Wireless says it will begin deploying its 4G long-term evolution network in Northwest Arkansas on August 18th. What does that mean? Well, it's significant. I caught up with Steve Smith, South Central Regional President for Verizon Wireless, earlier to learn more. All right, Steve, 4G means faster speeds, I'm led to believe. So how fast is 4G, and what else does it mean?
Well, for us, it's the speeds are 10 times faster than our 3G network. So when you look at the speed test kind of information, from a download perspective, it's in the 7 to 12 megabits per second. From an upload perspective, it's in the 2 to 5 megabits per second. But what it really means is that what people do with their phones today, they'll be able to do that much faster when they have a 4G device.
So for a user who's out there walking the streets of downtown Little Rock or downtown Fayetteville, how does that experience translate to them?
Well, it means that everything that they do with their mobile device, whether it's a phone or whether it's a tablet computer, is going to be faster than what they've been doing before. So when they're accessing the internet, when they're looking at video, it'll all be faster. You won't get the buffering that will have happened in the past. But importantly, it's going to allow you to do things that you're not able to do over the wireless network today. Things like video streaming, video conferencing.
And tell me how that translates to business applications, personal applications, just how people will use these things in their lives. It'll be quite transformative, won't it?
Well, it really will be. You know, when you think back to where we were just probably 10 short years ago, from a dial-up internet access to where we are today in terms of broadband access, it's really transformed the way that companies do business. It's shrunk in the world, and for Arkansans, it's made it that much easier to be able to sell products and services everywhere across the United States. What we're doing from a wireless perspective will take that capability on the road, wherever you are.
Well, what is the technology behind 4G service? It involves spectrum bandwidth, I know, but kind of keep this in layman's terms for me. Basically, it's the old TV station bandwidth before digital is your airway for this technology, right?
Well, it is, Roby. We're relying on 700 megahertz spectrum, which, as you indicated, is that old television signal. Verizon Wireless was a successful bidder on 20 megahertz of 700 megahertz spectrum nationwide. And what that means for us is that we've got the best spectrum out there to be able to provide our 700 megahertz 4G LTE services. It is for us, what we're doing, it is a completely new and separate network. So, you know, existing services today aren't on the same network as our 4G services. What that means is customers will get a better, faster experience, and the fact that we've got this spectrum nationwide means that they'll be able to get that same experience any place in the country.
Now, Northwest Arkansas is your first market in Arkansas to deploy. Why this market first, and what's the schedule for the rest of the state?
Well, a lot of this is incumbent upon the partners that we work with in terms of building out our network. It requires significant investment in terms of our backhaul facilities. And Northwest Arkansas really was the first area within the state of Arkansas that we were able to get all the backhaul facilities in place to be able to turn up the service. What we've announced so far is that we will be turning up service this year for the Little Rock market. And I can tell you that, while we've described it as a Little Rock market, it'll encompass a much larger geography than just Little Rock proper. That'll happen this year, but we don't have an exact date to announce yet.
In Northwest Arkansas, you've got August 18th as the launch date. Is that the day when users will actually be able to flip their phones on and experience 4G service?
So users will be able to wake up on the morning of the 18th, and they'll experience 4G services up there throughout Northwest Arkansas, and speeds like nothing they've ever seen before.
Speedier than the Razorback football team?
Well, so I'm not sure about faster than the Razorback football team, but what I do know is that customers on our 4G network will be able to be at the game. And, if they have some friends or relatives that weren't able to make it, they'll at least be able to take some high-definition video right there from the stands and send it during the game to them. So a little bit of hog envy there, I suspect.
All right, this is 4G service, and I really don't want to get too far ahead of the curve, but are plans already under development for the next technology platform beyond 4G? Is it 5G or something else?
Well, I mean, right now, Roby, we're really focused on getting our 4G network in place. We're covering 160 million folks here in the United States today on our 4G network. We'll have it rolled out completely by the end of next year. 5G will end up coming. I don't know what the technology looks like yet, but undoubtedly folks will be looking for faster service, and we'll be there to provide it just like we are in terms of leading the way from a 4G standpoint.